For 5 days straight, Bitcoin went up because people betting against it were forced to buy. $2.7 billion of short positions liquidated. That's not demand. That's a fire drill with a bid attached. Then Saturday happened. $1.675 billion liquidated in 24 hours. And for the first time all week, the bigger half was longs. $858 million of them. The fuel is spent. So here's the only question that matters this morning. What is Bitcoin worth at $77,000 when nobody's being forced to buy it? Today, the Monday test nobody's talking about. A $1.9 trillion asset manager whose Cardano position is smaller than a used car, and the one red name on my board. I'm the Crypto Crow. Let's get into it. Quick snapshot, then we go deep. Bitcoin, $77,206, up 0.6% on the day, up 22.8% on the week. But look at the range, $75,775 to $77,498. It printed that low this morning on a Sunday with nobody around. Cardano, 22.5 cents, up 1.5%, up 27.2% on the week and 35.1% on the month. Still the strongest major I cover. Cap $8.43 billion, rank 17. Midnight, the night token, 2.03 cents, down 3.2%. Only red name on my board, up 16.2% on the week, but down 3.7% on the month. Cap $338 million, rank 123. Total crypto market cap, $2.61 trillion. And here's the tell. Bitcoin dominance is 59.25%. Yesterday, I read you 58.8%. That's money rotating back into Bitcoin in 24 hours on a green day for altcoins. Fear and greed, 66. Still greed, but cooling. It was 72 on Thursday. 6 days ago, it was 41. Outright fear. Sentiment moved 31 points in 6 days. Nothing about the underlying market moved that fast. Remember that. Let's do the honest version of this weekend. Friday, Bitcoin spiked to almost $80,000, first time in over 3 months. It closed the week up 22%. From roughly $62,800 to $76,944. And then it stopped going up. Here's the mechanic almost nobody explained to you. From Tuesday to Thursday, roughly $2.7 billion in short positions got liquidated. When a short gets liquidated, the exchange buys Bitcoin to close it, not because anyone wanted it, because the position had no choice. That's real buying. It moves price exactly like real buying. It just doesn't come back tomorrow. Now look at Saturday. Coinglass logged $1.675 billion in liquidations across 24 hours. $858 million longs, $816 million shorts. Over 283,000 traders. The single biggest one was $24.96 million on Hyperliquid's Bitcoin pair. Read that again. Longs were the bigger half. The pain switched sides. That reversal off the $80,000 area alone took out more than $475 million in long positions. And this morning, Sunday, Bitcoin traded down to $75,775 before recovering. There are reports going around that a large market maker went heavily short into the weekend. I want to be careful there. That's a rumor, unattributed, and I'm not going to state it as fact. What is fact is the price printed. Here's what's actually holding this up. Last week, the spot Bitcoin funds took in $1.917 billion, 73% of the $2.615 billion that went into Bitcoin and Ethereum products combined. Best week since October of last year. Thursday alone was $606 million, the biggest single day since May. That desk is closed right now. It reopens Monday morning. That is the test. So where does it go? My honest read. Analysis, not advice. Nobody has a crystal ball, and that includes me. Scenario 1. The bid comes back. ETF creations resume Monday. Real money replaces the forced buying. $75,800 holds, and we go take another run at $80,000 with $82,000 behind it. I'd put that at 40%. Scenario 2, the range. We chop between $75,000 and $80,000 for a week or two while everyone argues. After a 22% week, that's the healthy outcome, and it's the one I'd actually bet on, 40%. Scenario 3, the give back. Monday flows come in weak, $75,000 breaks, and we look at the $68,000 to $69,000 shelf, 20%. And mark this date, September 15th. The Senate has a procedural vote on the Clarity Act, the market structure bill. It needs 60 votes to advance. Senators come back on the 14th with 14 working days before the October recess. Trump pushed for it publicly this week. That vote is a bigger deal for the next quarter than anything on your chart today. $75,800 is the line into Monday. That's it. That's the whole trade. Cardano up 1.5% to 22.5 cents, up 35.1% on the month. Strongest major I cover, and it isn't close. Friday, T. Rowe Price added ADA to its active crypto ETF, a $1.9 trillion asset manager buying Cardano. That's the headline everybody ran. I'm going to spoil the crow's nest a little. Hold that thought. The more interesting story got almost no coverage. Cardano now has its first live IBC rail. That's inter-blockchain communication, the standard the Cosmos ecosystem uses to move assets between chains without a custodian. It connects Cardano to Injective. Your ADA locks in escrow on Cardano, Injective mints a voucher against it, burn the voucher, and the escrow releases. Two caveats, and they matter. It is testnet only, and the developers themselves call it an experimental proof of concept, not a production bridge. Given what bridges did to this industry, I'll take slow and honest. On the roadmap, Dijkstra is confirmed as 2 phases. Phase 1, code complete in the 4th quarter, mainnet targeted by year end. That's linear Laos plus nested transactions, shipping as a new ledger era under protocol version 12. Phase 2 lands in the 2nd quarter of 2027, Ouroboros Paris for faster settlement. And I'll say it again because it's still circulating. The over 1,000 transactions per second number is not in the official announcement. Anyone quoting it is quoting somebody's blog. Daily transactions are around 32,800. That's up from about 24,700 and from 16,700 before that. The chain is genuinely busier. Midnight. Bags disclosed. I hold night. Always have, always tell you. 2.03 cents, down 3.2%. Only red name on my board today. Up 16.2% on the week and down 3.7% on the month. Look at the month, not the day. 30 days ago, night was 2.02 cents. It went to $1.70 on Tuesday, up to 2.18 cents on Saturday, and it's 2.03 cents now. That's the 2nd straight month it is round trip to almost exactly where it started. That is not a chart problem. It's an arithmetic problem. The glacier drop put 3.5 billion night into roughly 170,000 addresses. Those tokens redeem in 4 phases, 90 days apart, running until December 4th. Supply keeps arriving on a calendar. It does not check the news first. So on the news side, the network passed 127,000 mainnet transactions. The validator set includes Google Cloud and eToro. Those are real names, not a testnet with a logo page. And Hoskinson confirmed the project is in beta. That's genuinely good. It's also being absorbed by scheduled selling every single week. Until redemption finishes in December, good news and a flat chart can both be true at the same time. Judge this one on transactions and validators, not on the candle. Not advice. I hold it, and I'm still telling you the supply math is against it this year. Crow's Nest, where the receipts go to get read out loud. Exhibit A, and there is no Exhibit B. T. Rowe Price bought Cardano. $1.9 trillion under management. Every crypto account on the internet ran it Friday. Institutional adoption, validation. The suits are here. So let's do the math out loud. The fund is called TKNZ, total assets, about $16.5 million. The Cardano allocation, 0.43%, which comes to $75,187. $75,000. Their headline says trillion. Their trade says starter home down payment. There are people in my comments section with a bigger ADA position than T. Rowe Price. And I want to be fair, this is a brand new fund. It's actively managed. And a 0.43% probe is exactly how a serious manager tests a position. That's the responsible read. But it is not what a $1.9 trillion asset manager bought ADA makes you picture. And the gap between those two pictures is where people get separated from their money. Nobody posts the screenshot of the position that worked out modestly. Let's land the plane. Bitcoin, $77,206. The short squeeze that drove this week is finished. Saturday's liquidations were majority long for the first time. $75,800 into Monday, and the ETF desk's reopening is the real test. Range is my base case at 40%, bid returning at 40%. Cardano, 22.5 cents, strongest major on the board, first live IBC rail on testnet, Dijkstra Phase 1 by year end. And read the actual allocation before you read the headline. Midnight. Down on the day, down on the month. Good fundamentals losing to a redemption calendar that runs to December. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm a guy with a microphone and strong opinions. Do your own research. Size your positions like an adult. Never trade money you can't afford to lose. If this saved you time this morning, the like button is free and the algorithm notices. Subscribe and ring the bell. We run this every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern, so you start your morning knowing what moved and why. Comment below. Does the ETF bid show up Monday? Yes or no? I read every one. This is the Crypto Crow. Crow your coins. See you tomorrow at 9.